Okay, so you're looking for one of those cushy work from home jobs in tech. You want to be able to pop open your laptop first thing in the morning, straight from the comfort of your warm bed, never get up and put clothes on, and just do your work with your dog in the background and a big pint of ice cream sitting right in front of you. Well, I'm here to tell you it's totally possible to get one of those jobs. Maybe you've tried and it's not working out. It's probably because you aren't doing a few key things that are necessary to break into the industry. In this video, we're going to talk about what those are. We're going to talk about how you can course correct quickly and how you can land your first work from home cushy job in tech. First, I want to talk about probably the most cringe social media platform that exists, and that is LinkedIn. Because it's imperative that you have a LinkedIn profile if you really want to make it into the industry. I know, you don't want another social media site to keep up with. You don't want to make some cringe profile about how much you love the corporate world. I get it. But to be honest with you, LinkedIn has been the absolute most powerful networking tool that I have ever experienced. So if you aren't on LinkedIn, you need to get on LinkedIn immediately. Get a great photo, fill out your profile, start connecting with people that you know or that you don't know. These don't have to be people you know very well. Maybe it's your elderly neighbor that works in oil, or maybe it's like your mom's friend who works at some corporate company. It doesn't really matter. The point is, you need to start making connections. Once you have enough of these connections and once your profile has sort of been out in the ether for long enough, you'll start to receive direct messages from recruiters trying to fill roles. This is actually how I got my two previous roles in tech. Both of them were from headhunters on LinkedIn, reaching out directly to me for roles. So that is the first place that you need to start. If you haven't created a LinkedIn, after this video is finished, go straight to linkedin.com, create a profile. I am not sponsored by them. They have no idea who I am. I'm just telling you the truth. Okay, so another big mistake that I see people make when they're trying to break into tech and they're not having much luck is they don't understand the way that resume scanners work. So the way that recruiting works is that almost every company, especially every company in tech, is going to be using some piece of third-party software to help them recruit and help them go through all of the applications and the resumes that they receive. One of the things that that piece of software does is it scans your resume for certain keywords that have been set up by the company. And those keywords are usually things that are related to the role. So let's say you're applying for an entry-level customer support role. Of course, there's going to be the word customer. They're going to look for words like service. They might look for different types of industry-relevant words. But anyway, what this third-party software is supposed to do is it's supposed to eliminate the applications of people who just aren't going to be qualified. And one of the only ways that it can do that is scanning for keywords. So how can you beat the resume scanner to make sure that your application shows up in front of an actual recruiter? It's easy. Go to the role that you are trying to apply for or the set of roles. Again, we'll use an entry-level customer support person as our example role. All of the job postings for customer support roles are going to be very similar, and they're going to include a lot of very similar words. Pull in some of the keywords and phrases from these job postings and put them directly into your resume. When you're describing what you've done at previous jobs, again, if it's customer service or customer support related, literally pull out words and phrases from the job posting, put them directly into your resume. What that's going to do is it's going to tip off the resume scanner, this AI resume scanner, and let them know, ding, 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 this is a resume you want to pay attention to because it includes a bunch of keywords and phrases from the actual job posting. If you don't understand this one simple trick, it can really hurt your chances of actually getting into any industry these days. It's not just tech that uses these third parties. It's almost all companies that have the budget to do so. So, understanding how these AI resume scanners work is crucial to landing pretty much any job, but especially a job in the tech industry. Okay, so another big mistake that I see people make is being too picky about the role. Listen, this video is not about how to land your absolute dream job in tech. This video is about how to land your first job in tech, and you need to keep that in mind when you're browsing roles. You're not trying to find the perfect job, you're just trying to find a job that allows you to get your foot in the door in the industry and get some industry experience on your resume. Now, if you're someone, maybe a younger person who doesn't have a lot of experience, that's totally fine. You're probably going to be looking for an entry-level role anyway, so you need to just go that route. If you are maybe someone who's a little bit more advanced in your career, for instance, when I transitioned into tech, I was in management. And so transitioning into tech actually meant taking a step back in terms of how junior the role was going to be and in terms of my pay. Now, that might sound hard, but there's ways to get around this. Number one, you can take a role that is entry level that doesn't pay that much or doesn't pay as much as you'd like, and you can just get over it and work for less money until you have the time to move up. Option number two is to find a way to juggle two jobs. Now, I know this one is not ideal. I'm definitely not a fan of overworking yourself. However, sometimes that's a sacrifice that you have to make if you're trying to jump from one industry to the other. So in my case, I was working a full-time restaurant management job during the day, and then early mornings, nights, and weekends, I was working a part-time entry-level tech job. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty brutal there for a while, but it allowed me to get tech experience on my resume without sacrificing my income and sacrificing everything that I had worked for. So that is one thing that I think that people don't understand when they're browsing roles. They're looking and they're trying to find something that is a fit, and they're looking for something that is at their current pay scale and seniority level. Well, depending how far along you are in your career, you may not be able to do that. You might have to take a step back, get an entry-level position, and work your way up in the industry. I promise you it's worth it. It's easy to move fast through an industry that is growing so quickly, and you don't need to be stressed about the fact that you're a beginner. There's lots of people who are beginners in tech. Everybody who works in tech was once a person who didn't work in tech, so don't let that stress you out. Okay, so we have come to the number one biggest mistake that I see people make when trying to break into tech. And this is actually a really simple one, but hear me out. The number one mistake I see people make is they don't apply for enough jobs. Maybe people underestimate the amount of applicants that each role gets, especially in a fast-growing industry like tech. There could be hundreds or thousands of applications just for one role. So getting a job, I think in any industry, but especially in this industry, is a numbers game. When I am looking for a job, I will typically commit myself to applying for 10 roles a day. That's 70 roles a week. That's probably way more than what you're applying for. And again, the trick to this is not overthinking the role. Find something that fits. It doesn't matter if it's your dream company or your dream setup, and just apply. Apply, 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 apply. It's gonna feel like a lot of applications, but if you're serious about it, this is what you have to do. A huge mistake that I see people make is they work extremely hard for days on the one role that they saw that they think is a perfect fit, and they submit a perfect application, and then they put all of their hopes on that one role to come through, and then it doesn't come through and they feel super discouraged. That is not gonna work. Do not get emotionally attached to any role that you see online, because statistically, chances are you're not gonna get it. You need to just keep applying to company after company after company after company. You never know. There could be a company that you totally overlooked, that you are not interested in at first glance, that could offer you a great position and great opportunities to grow your career. So if I could make any change to the process that you have right now, it would be that. You're probably not applying for enough roles. Apply for 10 a day. Put together a great resume and just apply again and again. It's a lot easier to apply if you're using a great site like LinkedIn or Glassdoor. There are some sites that I would stay away from. And if you need help building a cover letter or building a resume, stick around. We're going to talk about that in the next video. If you want help building a great cover letter, my biggest piece of advice is to use ChatGPT. That is now what I'm using for all my cover letters. It will give you an amazing template. You'll just have to swap out a couple details like your name, the company that you're applying for, etc. And instead of spending an hour writing some dumb letter that most recruiters are never going to read, you can get a robot to do it for you. So that's it, guys. I hope this helps. If you guys want more tips, more information about the industry, how to break into it, how I got my job, leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys would like to see. Like I said, I'm going to be here every week posting new content. So hit the bell icon to be notified of every time I post. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. It helps people find the channel. And other than that, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.